friends, welcome to the channel. And once you taste blood, it's really difficult to let go, right? So that's what happened to me with the Q3 43. Now, if you remember this video, I spoke about why I prefer the 28, and my friend spoke about why he prefers the 43, and this is his. And at that evening, I got to shoot with it a little bit, not more than maybe 15-20 minutes, and I felt there was nothing really very different except the focal length, and I obviously prefer the wider focal length. But I was still intrigued, and I really wanted to see why a lot of people are sold on the 43. So I thought, let me do my style of street photography and event photography with the 43 and see what really happens. So I borrowed it from him, and he was kind enough to lend it to me for a couple of days. So I went around Georgetown. There was this flag retiring ceremony which I went to and shot, and then I walked around Georgetown Square one evening where it was a festival kind of thing where a lot of ladies wear these retro gowns and do some bar hopping. So that was a pretty lively and interesting event I shot. But throughout I was focusing on street style photography, and I wanted to see how this works in my hands. So the very first thing, and I think it's less camera and more me, is that I, having used the Q for like donkey's years, the Q series with the 28mm, I am thinking 28mm. My subconscious, muscle memory, everything is tuned to 28mm. So a lot of times when I tried to shoot with it, I felt, oh my God, I need to step back. I'm not getting the full thing in the frame. So I step back, and then which led to me missing a few shots or cutting off a part of the leg or head or something like that. So that was funny and interesting, because I'm so tuned to seeing, feeling, thinking 28mm. But if you're using this for the first time as a 43mm camera, or even if I get used to it after a few days, I think I'll be fine. It's just that the moment you pick it up and your mind is still thinking 28mm. So that was I thought was pretty funny. But apart from that, I think everything is pretty much the same. The focusing is beautiful. It latches onto the eye. There are those squares that appear around the eye, and if it's further away and it cannot catch the eye exactly, then it catches the face, and if not, the torso. So that's beautiful. Now in this time I tried the continuous autofocus with it. The continuous autofocus is good. It latches on at the moment you click the shutter, and it's kind of following the subject. But it feels very jittery. The camera feels like it's hunting, and it's hunting very fast. So it's almost everything is in a blur, and then suddenly when you shoot, it latches on. So you do feel a little nervous. Because the camera seems nervous, in continuous autofocus. And then I tried this IAF with Leica. Not very different from the continuous autofocus. Now I was thinking that it might have something more to offer, but frankly, shooting similar kind of subjects, people in the foreground, background, midground cases, it was kind of following a certain pattern. And I did not really observe a very different, any major difference. Maybe I need to shoot longer and more varied circumstances to really feel the difference. But yeah, that's what the IAF was all about. And so the way I was shooting this, what I found really comfortable is basically shooting with the thumb. So street I shoot almost always at hip. Very rarely do I take it to my eye. So I was holding it like this, and I was shooting it this way. I don't like people becoming conscious when I take the camera to the eye. And then focus, a lot of times I was just clicking the LCD and focusing, the touch focus, right? So I would touch, it would focus, and then I shoot, touch, focus. And once you touch a face, it kind of starts tracking the face, so it's easy to follow the face and click. So that worked pretty good. And it does have a miss rate, and I spoke about this in my review of the 28 Q3 also, that there is about a 10% miss rate in focus, or it focuses on the wrong person than who you intend it to focus on. So that happens with this too. But overall, I think it's a brilliant camera, and I think if I had this, I would get used to the 43 mm. I would probably prefer slightly wider, at least 35, but it's just a matter of you positioning yourself where you need to position yourself, shooting your style of street. Uh, Now there were a few people who said, "Oh, the bokeh quality is good." Yes, it is good, but is it better? Now I know at 43, because the field of view is narrower and more compression than the 28, and the bokeh feels a little better. But the bokeh quality itself, I don't think it's really far apart from the 28. The 28 itself has beautiful bokeh if you're shooting close and the background is decently far away. It has beautiful bokeh quality, and this one has too. Sometimes it does appear a little busy and cluttered, but that potentially is a factor of the background itself. But otherwise, I thought it really did well. And picture quality, it's as good as the Q3 28 is the same sensor, so nothing really to write home about. And I didn't feel a very palpable difference due to the apo lens, very honestly. I think the 28 1.4 1.7 is an absolutely stunning lens. So I don't really think, or at least if you don't pixel peep and you just look at pictures as pictures, I did not really see a major difference in quality between the Q3 28 and the Q3 43. So yeah, it's brilliant. From a handling standpoint, it's exactly the same. It feels exactly like the Q3 28. No difference at all. Well, if you were loaded and I were loaded, I'd have both. But well, right for now, I'm still keeping the 28 because it gives me a bit of a wider perspective, which is what I love. But yeah, brilliant camera, and I thought I should try this out, and loved trying it out. Check out the pictures, tell me what you think, which one do you have and which one would you prefer if you're considering it. And really helps if you like and subscribe to the channel. About 98% of viewers are not subscribed, and it really goes a long way in kind of motivating me to make these videos. So hopefully you do that, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.